gonna work on the fascia now. Now that the whole structure is done, or the roof and everything. So you see, this is the soffit that sticks out. This part goes right here. So we need to put a 9 3/4 inch piece up. This is going to be going all cedar. This is commonly labeled 1 by 12 for whatever reason, and the nominal distances and all, or dimensions. So there'll be that, and then there'll be a 3.5 ounce on top of it, and then you see this part is the drip edge that's around it with a 1 by 12, which is here. So I got all the 4 pieces and then one extra. I got the 3.5. There's some cutting that needs to be done on it. So I actually looked at it here. I see just one side. Here's the side fascia. It's marked as 5 degrees. I called just to double check, because normally, yeah, I don't want to assume it's wrong, but it seems like it was cut or incorrectly cut. Anyways, I have a sliding compound miter, so that'd be easy to do. So I'll cut that to 2.5 degrees, and that's for the, just like everything else with the joist up here. Since it's sloped down, it's all at 2.5 degrees. There may be some wiggle room or anything in there, but I'm not really sure. But anyways, well, I think since this is the pool side here, where you've seen the most, I'm going to have the overhang, covering this way, and then the joint edge coming this way, unlike you see right now where there's the joint or the edge is visible. It's not, so you just gotta kind of think through what you want. I think I'm going to do it that way, so I'll do this side first. It's like everything else, it'd be easier with 2 people. But I got this 14-foot long board that needs to go up and be put onto there. So I just put a quick jig up here. She looks like it's a little bit too low. But anyways, so I'm just gonna set the one side onto that, and then I can climb up the ladder on the other side, and I can nail it in place, pretty close to where I want it to. Because I nailed up the one side over there, and you see the little jig stand here, whatever it's sitting on is up there, so that now I can adjust this side up and down and get it just to the right. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect, because this whole top 3 inches is going to be covered by 3-inch fascia, and then a couple almost 3-inch drip edge. One thing to take note of, and mention a couple times about the beveled edge here, since it's sloping, is make sure you don't push this up to meet this edge right there, or otherwise this fur edge, which goes straight out, would then make it higher. So just take whatever you got. So I'm just using this shim, whatever. I have an extra hand there, but I would put this, and then I'm going to push up the board to meet that level, so that it would hit on this edge right here, and this edge closer to it, straight across, goes lower. When you come to the corners, that you make the lower side equal on every side, so because that'll be visible. This will be completely closed. I also just didn't push this all the way in, just in case there's any, if you happen to bow it, somehow it's bowed out like this way, and you start pushing it doesn't get flat, you can adjust it. It's like, I would normally work from one side to the other, but it's so long, it's just easier to just get this semi in place and then work slowly down. Okay, so I got it mostly nailed up, not mostly, maybe about halfway, but just so I can still possibly move it. But wanted to make sure I do before getting it all perfect, just in case there's any issues. It's just to measure this last board, so there's about like a little over 3 feet to go. It's gonna be right up against the edge, that's easy. So I'm gonna measure at the bottom here, so it's like 43 and a 16th. And then just to double check the measurement, measure at the top, just so I don't end up with something, 43 and 16th. And then check this outside edge over here, see if anything, it's warped or anything sticking out. It looks pretty good here. So you see I got the whole fascia back here on the back. Probably work, especially on the front, getting the coloration of the two a little bit better once it gets stained to be less noticeable. Right, so now I'm going to be working on the side fascia. And what I decided to do was just lay them out, the two pieces the way they're going to be, and just find the best coloration or pattern I think that matches. This one's actually really off between this and this, but that one's a lot closer. I like the grain a little bit better, so I'm going to put this in the back and then leave this front one, which the knotting structure's not the best, but I don't think I have a good match for that one either. Just flip this around. One thing I learned too, I think I'm going to do from cutting, is there's this factory edge in here that's a little bit rough. It's just kind of rough. It's not a perfect edge. I think I can do a little bit better cut on the miter, so I'm going to square off, because I've set the miter at 2.5. See, I have a support here, but it's not long enough, so I'm actually using my ladder because it's hard to cut 14-foot boards like this that are only 3/4 of an inch. They're pretty floppy. But I slid it all the way down, make sure it's square to the table. Again, this is set at 2.5, so should be 2.5 now. You can see that slight. Guess I've done 2 corners here, and I think I got the angle just about right. Again, a little bit difference in the wood, but this is the least visible one. So I think I have enough. I've tested out where I can do it. I'm going to do it at the front where we get the most reveal. I completed all the 9 3/4 trim that went around, and now I'm working on these 3.5 inch. It's going just on top of that, and then the drip edge is going to sit on top of that. So I think it gives just a little, like a 3/4 inch. It's 3/4 inch thick, just a little leverage off of that, so it doesn't just happen to drip down the other fascia. What I found is the easiest is to really just put it up there and mark it with a pencil, especially the easier one. I have been climbing up the ladder, working from this side with the ladder, working over this side, moving the ladder around. Chopping is hard. It was a lot more difficult, so I found it easier is I'm just getting up on the roof, leaning over, and then just marking with a pencil and cutting it. It's easy like that, so something simple to do. All right, here we go. Anyways, that's the size. You see it goes all around here. Around the corners. Let's see, but you'll see there's going to be on the inside, there's like a 2-inch overhang. Let's see if I can get a better view of it. Right here. And the reason is there's going to be that soffit that runs here. And then the edge of the soffit to cover it up, there's going to be a 3/4 inch block right there. So it's going to be pretty close. I think it's 2 inches, so you end up with like 1/2 inch still of a reveal there. So this goes all the way around. We got some here. And then I just temporarily put up the drip edge up there just to kind of get an idea what it looks like. Here, we'll take a look at it. Looks like above. Oops. So here's the fascia, what it looks like close up. This cedar has beautiful grain on it. Even so most of this is going to be covered up, but you at least see the bottom side. So I made sure I used the finer edge on the bottom. You see you see the profile there, so that the water goes out and then we drip down. And then also, because it's got that 3-inch right there, anything that gets on there may go here, and then it has an additional drip edge. That's, I guess, is why they did this.